Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
Hey, here we go. Welcome to show number 2799. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, here come the bad jokes, bitches. The exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drinkity drunk. All right, here we go. 21-year-old had to choose between dogs and college, and now he is known as the Dog Father. To Trader Joe's, where dead lizard is found in a bag of kale, which can be a bother. Pizza delivery driver saves 2 people from a burning home. Man pocket dials boss while talking S about him, and now the unemployment line he will roam. And a 62-year-old Alaskan on a 4-day crack bender throws a microwave. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, here is a question for you. What's worse than having sex with the 9th hole of a golf course? Getting caught having sex with the 9th hole of a golf course. And notice, having sex with, not sex on. It happened to a guy in England. He was recording himself having sex with the grass hole, if you will. But he didn't realize that someone was recording him recording himself. It's not a good moment. It's not a good look. It's a little awkward. But we're thinking he'll look back on that and think, I wish I hadn't have done that. But he's not alone. We stay in England where a different man, he's going to look back and he's going to think to himself, I wish I hadn't have tried to sever my hand with the cleaver. And I really wish I hadn't successfully chopped off my own genitals. See, he's going to say that because he did exactly that. He tried to sever his hand with the cleaver, but only after he had severed his genitals. Now, we could go on. We have the story of a guy breaks into a house, plays with a toy helicopter, masturbates, then gets arrested. We have a guy in Alaska. He kicked a moose. The moose kicked him back. I'll let you guess which one needed medical attention. But listen, we've all made poor decisions. That's not the problem. But when those poor decisions come back to bite you on the ass, that becomes our cautionary tale, that don't be like me moment, that teachable moment. So today's question is this. It's men's room fill in the blank style. Don't be like me and do blank.
Be a part of the Big Show. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to themensroom@mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
On the show's hand, away we go. Welcome to show number 2799. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Bad jokes on the way. We'll do the bad jokes right before we drink and toast with the shot of the day, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC, as Ted is back and ready to put one into the win column. And today on the question, it's a men's room blank question. We're going to talk about, basically, I guess, if you were to give a good piece of advice to someone based on a mistake or just something in your life.
Just an experience, man.
Just something that you would say, like, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
What did you say? Your father always told you don't cook bacon in the nude.
That was his big one. Yeah, son, whatever you do, don't cook bacon in the nude.
And we can understand why.
That's fair.
It is. It is fair.
My dad always said, don't discuss politics or religion in a bar.
Yeah,
great advice. Great advice.
Should have said Facebook.
Should have said everywhere.
That's your job.
That was before the
right.
time. I mean, in all fairness,
right? That was always just the cardinal rule.
Should be like, don't follow your family members on Facebook. You don't want to.
Future advice.
Hate them as well.
Future advice.
Right. So don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA. We'll start with this one as we go to the Anchorage Daily News. Just so you know about Anchorage, we are on in the morning in Anchorage at KZND. And we're happy to be there. Anchorage is a great town, just so you know a little bit about Anchorage. Steve and I went there many years ago. People in Anchorage, shut up because we're going to get all our facts wrong, and don't be pissed off about this. But either way,
we're not going to get a lot of things accurate,
right,
but just let it go.
It's been years, okay? So
creative license.
So, yeah, exactly. So we get up there, and we've got a plan.
In fact, we might just lie.
We're gonna drink, and we're gonna on a hike. We're gonna see stuff. Well, we don't know what the hell we're gonna do, but we're definitely gonna throw down, and we're gonna drink. So we check into, I want to say it was the Marriott downtown.
It was, in fact, the Marriott.
It was the Marriott, and it's a taller building. There's two major hotels that are tall buildings. I want to say the Captain Cook Hotel is one.
Do not remember.
And the Marriott is the other one. So we're staying in the Marriott, and like most Marriotts, and by the way, I'm a Marriott Point member, so we get very well. That's right. That's exactly right. And so you get a newspaper. So put the newspaper down. So
that's nice of them. So if you're a Marriott Rewards member, you get a newspaper.
Yeah, but if not, you get some dumb USA Today or whatever. We got like the local paper. So we pick it up, and it says, and it's a woman jogger attacked by grizzly bear at Centennial Park.
But she's also like the third jogger.
Centennial Park.
She's also like the third jogger in the last month that's been mauled by this grizzly bear.
Yeah. So then, so we say, oh my, that sucks. Well, and hopefully, like that's interesting, but really no relevance other than, well, I guess that's what happens when you're, running in the woods in Alaska, because that's where grizzly bears live.
Well, I told Miles, I said, this is not I think my exact quote was, yeah, I'm not worried about it, man. Let's just not go to Centennial Park.
Don't run in the park in the middle of nowhere in the woods in a grizzly, Don't go where the food is, if you're not hungry. So we walk out front of the Marriott, and we're in downtown, and right there's this an iron like a tress over top of the gate. It says Centennial Park,
and it's across the street from our hotel.
This is downtown.
Like this. That's now things are not cool.
Now things have changed.
Right.
Now the game has changed. All right. So now we're like, oh God,
there's a grizzly bear.
Right.
That's actively
right there,
been eating people,
right there.
Man.
It wasn't like in a suburb or
that's what I thought
off by in a neighboring neighborhood or anything like that. Oh no, it's right downtown. Okay, so that's fine. So then, of course, we start drinking, and I want to say that the first place that we went to was it Bernie's Bungalow?
I think it was Bernie's.
Bernie's Bungalow is a wonderful bar in downtown Anchorage. At least it was the last time we were there, and it's got this huge deck. Our minds were blown because the very first time we saw a beer tower.
Mm-hmm.
And a beer tower, to us, that was a game changer. Basically, there's a cylinder in the middle of this tower that's ice, or it's frozen to keep the beer cold. Basically, you have your own huge tap of beer, like 2 or 3 pitchers. That has a little dispenser on the bottom, and you order one of those, you can sit out on the back deck on the patio, and you could drink. The waitress doesn't need to come out there for like an hour or 2.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's great. You just
or 40 minutes,
or we drank them quickly.
Depending on what we're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. But so they tell us if there's a moose that frequents the bar, and actually there was a collage of pictures when you walked in. The moose was everywhere in the bar. And they said, look, the woman says, if the moose comes in here, just ignore it and walk inside or walk away.
She said, like, don't antagonize. And I looked at her, I said, listen, man, I'm not one of those people that's dying to see them. Like, I can live without it, bro. That's one. I don't need to see it. And trust me when I tell you, if a big-ass wild animal walks in here, I'm going to be cooperative.
Again, this is downtown.
She's telling Miles. Us white people like to, I don't know what it is, but like,
I would have the urge.
You're right.
Like,
no, dude, let's pet it.
She should have looked at me and said, "Brother, this is not for you."
He knows.
I know your ass is going to be inside.
That was within 1 hour of being there. All right. So this story here shouldn't shock anyone. It comes from the Anchorage Daily News, and our good buddy, I believe, Arn sent this one down to us. Houston man who kicked a moose Thursday morning received minor injuries and a major lesson in how not to treat wildlife. The man, who was not identified, encountered a cow with a calf at his home on Armstrong Road, according to Alaska State Troopers. Boy, I like watching. You ever watch Alaska State Troopers?
I've seen it.
Okay, that's one of my favorite shows. It can be a little strange at times. The calls are different.
Yes.
Depending on the incident.
They cover a lot of space.
They do. They have to. Wildlife officials say this time of year makes for unpredictable moose, tired from a long winter, and often protective about their young.
They're not often protective of their young. They are always protective of their young.
Yeah.
Why would you kick an animal and standing there with its kid? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter the animal. If the animal's there with this kid, do not kick the animal.
Yeah.
Certainly don't kick the kid, but don't kick the animal.
Mm-hmm. The guy apparently walked up to the cow and kicked it because he wanted it to move out of his way, according to the trooper. I am also not a moose mind reader, but I'm fairly certain the cow did not like this, and it kicked him back and then left with its calf in tow. It's unclear whether he was kicked or stomped. The man wasn't that badly hurt, but his foot was injured, and a fire deputy said that they stopped and had to treat him. He got stepped on or he got kicked by the moose. The cow and calf were gone by the time the Alaska Wildlife Troopers arrived at the case, and there was still an aggressive moose nearby, however. Based on what the trooper was told, this is not a case of aggressive moose. This is a moose that was provoked.
You kicked it.
Yeah. Our men's room blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA.
By the way, a couple of quick comments came in. It says, never go to a court date without a lawyer. Also, don't interrupt the judge. That from the patient man. Mm-hmm. And also, don't be like me and drive without car insurance for 9 years. Never been in an accident, but 11 no insurance tickets later, and I finally caved. Over $6,000 in fines. I've been insured for over a year now. That from Kyle. Driving for 10 years, insured for 1. Baby steps, brother. Congratulations. Take it slow. Mm-hmm. Hello, Patrick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Oh, so don't be like me and try and hit a 15-foot pendulum swing in the dark, drunk.
You mean hit it as far as like what, a trapeze act? How are you doing this?
No, so I don't know if you guys have ever done a pendulum. It's just a rope swing that's over the ground and it's got a seat.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, so like when you get up to the other side, you know, you got a little bit of hang time. You can get off, do the Superman, get right back on the seat. My buddy and I built one that was about 15 foot tall, and we've been hitting it all day. And then a couple of our other buddies came over, and we did what we called the half-gallon challenge when we were like 19. We'd get somebody to buy us a half-gallon, and 4 of us would try and polish it off by the end of the night.
By the way, let this be a note to young people listening. Once you give it a name, it's a bad idea. That's just as a universal truth. If you give it a name, it has become a bad idea.
Yeah, is this about the pendulum or stopping at the half-gallon challenge?
Right.
Yeah,
that brings up a good point.
Now that I think about it. But, yeah, so I had the great idea. And you had to, like, lean out because my buddy lives on a hill, so we built it where you could climb the hill, stand on a stump. But you had to lean out and be able to hold on to the rope because the rope was so far away from you still. And so I jumped out, grabbed onto the rope, and completely missed the swing, held onto the rope, and just went smack with my back onto the ground. The last thing that I remember is just coming out of me when
I've had that, man. I have gotten the wind knocked out of me from my back before. It is absolutely the worst way to have it happen.
Oh, it's bad.
Is there a good way to have it happen?
But you really think because what it does is when it happens initially, you can't really move, so you're questioning, first of all, whether you're paralyzed. You can't breathe.
Which is and you're still exhaling.
And you're still going through the point of, like, making sure that, like, number one, you care because you can't get any air in. So you're unable to breathe.
Because you can't stop. Like, the air you have, you're blowing out.
Exactly. Your lungs have basically just collapsed.
You're stop exhaling.
And then you can't move.
Oh, and it lasts forever. You got, like, 5 minutes that you're feeling like that. And it feels like an hour.
And then you can't move your back because it's kind of locked up in that position of not being able to breathe as well. So you're questioning, okay, I can't breathe, but I'm almost pretty sure I broke my back.
Right.
Like, or, you know what I mean? Or like, can I feel my toes? And you go, okay, I can feel my toes, but now I still can't breathe.
But everyone else is confident that you've just had the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're probably right. But you're right. For those first 10 seconds, you're like, hey, man, shut up. You're not WebMD, man. Be quiet.
Yep.
I've had it done with a punch.
I crawled back up the hill, and I could, like, my friends even told me they were just calling me a big P the entire time while I'm crawling up the hill trying to breathe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did one of those moves. I'll never forget it, man. It was like the ball was thrown over my head or whatever it was. I was chasing this ball, and I knew if I didn't catch this ball, that ball was going to go over the hill and go forever. It was just one of those situations.
You didn't feel like chasing.
So I'm running right at the edge of the hill, I put my foot down, and both my feet, like in a cartoon way, go out from under me. And I get thrown forward down the hill, but I landed flat on my back, man. And I'm just down there like, and no one was coming to check on me because they just assumed I went over the hill to go down there to get the ball.
Sure.
So I'm just laying there like,
How long were you gone?
I don't know. It seemed like forever. And I crawled up there like, It's just, oh, man, it wrecked me. Midterm blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Shane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So don't be like me and flood my car.
You flooded your car.
I flooded my car.
How did you do that?
This was Freak Night, after Freak Night in 2015, and it was...
Freak Night. Again, if you give it a name, it's not going to end well. All right, so it's Freak Night.
It's a big event.
It's not going to end well.
All right.
So there's a 2-night event. We went to the first night. It was great. The second day, we wake up, and I'm like, oh, let's kill some time before the show tonight. So we were going to go down to Shelton to the Vance Creek Bridge, and we just got off the exit on Highway 101 to turn to go up to the Forest Road and be there, right? And the road was completely flooded out. And I'm like, well, we're like basically here. Might as well keep going. And there was 3 red flags. My car is a little putt-putt Honda Accord, not 4-wheel drive. That's flag number 1. Number 2 was you couldn't see the lines on the road. So it was deep water.
Okay.
And then the third red flag was this was not stagnant water. I was basically driving through a river. It was like moving water.
So when you flooded the car out, did the car start moving down the river, or did it just kind of stop and just stall?
No. So what had happened was, in the middle of it, I'm like, reality sinks in, and I'm like, what in the world am I doing? This is not good. I need to get out of here. So I was going to back out, right? Mm-hmm. Well, instead of backing out, I decided I'm going to whip a U-turn, and I had no idea that there was a drainage ditch on the side of the road. So I noticed that bam, right into strings. Done.
Yeah, I mean, you try to drive through a flood.
Yeah, I drove into a flood, yeah.
Like you said, there's 3 red flags. Like, wasn't the first that the road was a flood?
There goes the first red flag behind us.
Flood.
Yeah.
Right. There's only one red flag you need, man.
Mentor and blank questions. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA. I don't think anyone else is going to do that. I don't think we have to warn anybody.
People do it. People do it all the time. And remember, it only takes a foot of water to float a car.
And do you not see this all the time? Every time flood waters in whatever place. Now, some people get washed up in it. And I go, okay, I get that, right? The water came out of nowhere. You see other people. You always see it on the news. Here's this massive puddle. There's already 2 cars stuck in it. But this person has decided that their car is different than those 2, and they can do it.
Hey, Steve and I were outside smoking one day. All right, we're smoking at the building we're working at.
No, we're not cigarettes. Methamphetamine.
Right, we're smoking. We're smoking the good stuff. This woman pulls up on the sidewalk, and she drives down a set of stairs to where we are smoking. I am not making that up. Like nothing. I think it was like nothing had. Like there was no problem with this at all. Literally turned onto a sidewalk, drove toward a building, went down a flight of steps, and then stopped the car and looked out and realized, well, this is a dead end, and tried to reverse out.
Well, she asked us first. She said, does this road let out on that side? We said,
that's not a road.
No, it's not like you drove down a set of stairs. Like, what street have you ever driven on where they put a set of stairs in the middle of the street, man? Yeah, like, it's not a street. No, and see how the street's black and the sidewalk looks like a sidewalk? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. You drove over a curb.
She's not going to, oh, my God, she did it. Like, she really just
you ever been in a car
down
when
the steps.
Drives on the sidewalk?
I mean,
no.
I've tagged a little bit, but not like legitimately on the sidewalk.
Yeah, like we were, right, 'cause where I grew up, right, the University of Maryland's right there. So I forget who was driving. Somehow, the complete idiot. All right, you know what I remember is my damn sister.
All right, okay.
But I like how you whisper, like we're still on the radio.
Joe Biden.
Just because you whispered
Joe
it, like,
Biden.
ooh, only a tenth of listeners heard that. Because you whispered it on the radio.
Sister, okay, whisper.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Complete idiot.
Yeah, right.
And it's me and like 2 buddies, right? So we're driving, and it's like, this road seems really tight, right? But I mean, it's a big campus. And then a guy jogs by, and he's like, you're on the sidewalk.
Oh, she doesn't even know?
No.
Oh, wow.
We were just driving through the middle of campus.
Oh, man.
Right? And we were like teenagers. Like, I don't even think I have a driver's license yet. But yeah, somebody was just, some college student was just like, you're on the sidewalk. It was just like, oh, S.
Mentor and blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA.
By the way, someone would like to correct us real quick. The guy that called in about flooding his car, he did not flood his car. It's called hydrolocking. Flooding is completely different.
Yeah, flooding's when you put too much gas in the engine.
These idiots. I know.
Right?
You were hydrolocking, you dumb son of a bitch.
God dang it, dude.
Hello, Jeremy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hola.
Hola.
So my story is what you shouldn't do is do a backflip off of a bridge into the river. Seems like a great idea.
No, it does not. It does not seem like a great idea at all.
I mean, me and my friends used to be very acrobatic, like standing backflips off of walls, no problem. So we used to like do take videos and try to backflip off of a bridge. I think it was like a good 20 feet into the water.
So you guys don't, what is it, Picor, whatever it is?
I'm a little older than that generation, but yeah, I guess that
You were in the
would've
flip
been-
generation.
You're right.
Yeah,
We were still
right.
we were flipping then.
I'm
Gainers.
glad parkour wasn't a big thing when I was young because I'd probably be dead.
Yeah. Well, you're in the flipping lifestyle. So what happened when you attempted this?
I tried to do like a double backflip and land in, and I over-rotated and ended up landing perfectly flat on my stomach. I actually still have a still shot from the video, and you can see my nose touching the water and my toes touching the water. Same time.
That's
Oh, man.
That's how bad did it hurt?
I thought I was going to die. I was pretty sure I was paralyzed, couldn't breathe, pretty sure I was going to drown. A couple of my friends jumped in and helped me get to the shore, and I'm pretty sure if they wouldn't have been there, I'm pretty sure I would have drowned.
That'd have been the end of your day.
Yeah,
You seem
when
to
the
have a
wind's
lot of-
knocked out of you, you can't move your arms to
yeah.
float.
I mean, it had to feel like someone was riding a bike down a hill and hit you in the body with a 2x4, right?
Yeah, just about like that.
Damn. So there's a picture of your nose and toes touching the water, and there's still some space between your gut
yeah,
and the water.
there's about 2 inches of space between the rest of my body.
Oh, man.
Good times.
That is,
Men's Room Blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA. Hold the line. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Guy named Stephen Gayton was golfing in England on Monday when he noticed something unexpected going on at the ninth hole. There was a guy with his pants down having sex with a hole. Everyone shows their excitement for the Masters in a different way, says the writer. But that wasn't all the guy was doing. He also got the hole's flagpole into the action. As Stephen said, quote, he had his penis in the hole while he had the flagpole in his backside. Anyway, Stephen pulled out his phone, and of course, what more to do than start recording, and he wasn't the only one. The guy was also filming himself. There is no word if the cops are going to try to track him down.
who
Have
do
you
you
seen-
think wants that video?
I
Is
don't
that
think
something-
anyone wants that video.
No. So is that something you watch late, right? So I'm recording myself doing that on a golf course.
right.
Am I recording this because the chick I'm dating loves when I do that, or am I doing this to watch for myself later? I mean, because those are the only two reasons you're going to
He's
record
living out a
yourself,
fantasy.
right? What fantasy?
I just
is
wouldn't
that?
want to be.
I'm just saying
I
he's
just
gotta be
look,
watching
I just
himself.
wouldn't want to be the
I've
first.
never seen that on Fantasy Island.
I wouldn't want to be the first person to have to reach in there and get my ball out.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
going there,
I don't
man.
want to hit the putt first.
Did you see that Stephen guy's the video, his quotes?
No.
There's a lad effing himself, filming it on his phone. He's filming it on his phone, effing his own arse. Look at that. Look at that.
As British as it could be.
Hey, why you doing the flag?
Men's
Well-
Room Blank question. Yeah,
I was gonna
exactly.
say, and it looks early in the morning. So I was
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
Robin, like, I assume he's hopped up
This
on
is
something.
Look, this is not.
What are you on that you do
It
that?
is a
man?
Monday, but most of the time, if you play golf, you know, I mean, there's someone behind you. The course is normally pretty full, unless, or they have to be the first people out.
He wanted
for
a
the
flag
day.
in his boat.
That would be my guess.
Damn, man.
And that, yeah,
Now, you know that's not his first time either. I'm saying it's unlikely that the one time that you decide, like,
I just can't believe
this
they were-
guy's been doing that,
Yeah.
and he finally got busted.
if it's that early though, I can't believe those guys aren't old. You always run into the old people like in the clubhouse at like 10 a.m.
Well,
Like,
yeah, they
oh,
got-
I played 36 already. I've
They
been
got-
up since 4.
They got time.
Right.
It's like getting breakfast inside
Well,
a fast food
they're getting
restaurant.
breakfast
they
at 3
sort of
a.m.
have time.
Men's Room Blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Rachel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So don't be like me and turn a fully functional Jeep into an aquarium.
Was this an intentional thing that you did? You did this on purpose?
Yes. So my junior year, I hung out with a crowd of seniors, and their best idea to come up with a senior prank was banana costumes.
That is pretty wacky.
Boy, oh boy. They went on to wow crowds everywhere. All right, so did you say, hey, let's instead turn my Jeep into an aquarium?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a sunroof. And I decided, hey, this is a piece of junk anyway, so let's just turn this into an aquarium.
What did you have? What did you have to seal up?
We actually didn't end up sealing anything. It held pretty tight because I had just put new sealers on the door.
Okay, but the air vents
so,
held.
What do you
stuff?
You dump water in there, dump fish in there?
Yeah, what did you do? Did you just open up? Did it have a sunroof, or you just put a hose in and just start filling it up, and then dump in some goldfish?
We opened the sunroof before we filled it up, and we made sure that the vents were closed off.
Okay, where did you? I'm assuming the Jeep had to be at your house, right?
No, we actually got it into the high school in the cafeteria, which was amazing to the janitors. But the reason I say don't turn a Jeep into an aquarium is because it had power windows and locks. Electric wiring and water don't go well.
Did you kill a bunch of fish?
I accidentally killed a bunch of fish.
How many fish did you kill?
About 20.
Oh, were they goldfish, or were were they feeder fish anyway, or were you buying Jack Dempsey's and Oscars? Were you hoping that the tank would last forever?
No, they were goldfish. We went for the cheap option.
And nobody cares about goldfish.
No.
But how do you know the fish are big? Do their eyes blow out of their head? Do they just float up to the top? How long does it take?
They just kind of jolted around for a bit, and then they floated to the top, and it's oh well, they're dead. Oh well.
How did they get the Jeep out of the gym without it leaking? Then did they have to tow it out, or did they push it out? Well, you can't steer it.
They had to get it out of park and push it out.
And then what kind of trouble do you get in? Because it's probably pretty easy to figure out that it's your Jeep, right?
Well, we made sure to take all the tags off, and we spray painted it, so they didn't really figure out that it was mine.
Okay.
That's elaborate. That's much better than the banana thing.
I like the effort. I just can't believe you didn't think about it.
It's ingenious.
I don't know. I would have stuck with the bananas.
You like the bananas?
The guy in a banana costume's funny. Four of them would be hilarious.
I'm with her. I would have gone with the Jeep.
Guy in a banana costume laying in a hammock.
Yeah, right? Well, there's a banana guy. He shows up. I like single banana guy.
Banana guy walks into a bar or what?
I don't know. We've had banana guy at some of our shows. And it's cool, banana guy.
Yeah, what happens though? Just in a bar, banana guy just walks in on a Friday afternoon.
I'm sending him a free fireball.
To me, he's the member of the guy.
That's what I'm saying. You walk into a bar with a banana costume on.
You get free drinks.
Come on. Right? Somebody's going to buy you.
Actually, I haven't done this, but a friend of mine once had on the banana costume, and we went to a bar, and people ate it up.
They get pictures with you.
Yeah, because it was a week before Halloween, so nobody was ready for Banana Man.
And you can tell people the sad story of being kicked out of Fruit of the Loom. I was one of the original members. They replaced me with the white grapes, man.
Oh man, maybe the banana costume. You're right, isn't a bad idea. Men's Room blank question. Don't be like me and do blank. 844-999. Ola, more of your calls coming up here in seconds.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.